The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. It is a Monday morning, and it's good to be back. It's good to be back home here in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. Oh, what a week it was. It was fantastic just to chill out for a couple of days. You guys, first off, I have to say, you guys did a really hell of a good job while I was gone.
Yeah, Brian carried the load because I still sucked as much as I ever sucked. So. And you know what I learned? You give me more responsibilities, I suck more.
Nice.
Forget to turn the mics on.
Yeah.
Of which, are they on right now?
Yes, they're on.
Are we sure?
I believe they are.
I hate that button right there because colorblind Jeremy can't tell if that light's lit up or not. Don't make shit red.
They're all lit up right now. It's and when they're not lit up,
that's really lit up.
See, it really lights up.
Yeah.
And it mutes your microphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
buttons are fun. And it's good to be home here in the Wicked Weed studio again. I had a hell of a week just reconnecting. Just my kids went off to the beach and I got to relax for a little bit, and I watched 4 days of a Masters tournament, and I don't think I've ever done that before in my life. Yeah, that fun new little gadget that we have at home that hooks us up with all the channels and stuff. Yeah, I watched every Masters channel there was, and there was about 7 of them.
So basically what he just told you is he spent 7 days beating it like a monkey under a mango tree. That's what he just said to you.
Pretty much, and I think I'm the better for it. But Hideki Matsuyama becomes the first Japanese golfer to win the Masters. And this guy is going to they were talking this morning on ESPN Radio about how he is $1 billion waiting for him back in Japan because now he is going to be the national hero. And more than likely, he's going to be, getting the red carpet treatment, ticker tape parades, all that kind of stuff. It just makes you think about how important that event is in other countries. We take it for granted.
Hideki Matsuyama once cost me $1 million. So it's real difficult for me to feel great about. I mean, congratulations. Yeah. Great first Asian player to ever win a major. You still cost me $1 million. You threw up an 8 at the British Open 4 years ago that cost me $1 million. Kind of hard for me to be happy for you today.
Yeah, and
hey, you know what would make me feel better, Hideki? If you took that big ass purse and you gave me $1 million of it, because you cost me $1 million, and I haven't made that back yet.
Yeah, I don't believe that's going to happen.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm rooting for you. I really am.
You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. So
it's very true.
If Hideki Matsuyama wants me to not be bitter ginger, then I'm going to need you to. It doesn't have to be $1 million. Just, front me what that shit would have been after taxes, and we won't tell anybody.
Right. But how much did you enjoy the tournament? I always enjoy the tournament. I didn't think it was going to have much drama coming down to the end, and lo and behold, Matsuyama tried to lose.
I mean, sex is good, but have you ever been sitting on your couch at 3 o'clock on a Sunday and Jim Nantz shows up and goes, hello friends. That shit will make the sun rise.
And I thought this year's tournament was just fantastically done. The camera angles that they tried, did you notice that?
It's always that good. I mean, the Masters is always that good. If you want to know what golf's going to look like for the next year, watch the Masters. Because that's where they throw out all the new shit.
Yep.
I learned something. So there's a golf show that plays here. I don't know where it's from, but I went to play golf on Saturday morning. And to get myself in the right mindset, I listened to a golf show on ESPN Radio here in Asheville.
Right.
And they were talking about, have you ever seen how the Masters describes the tournament?
What do you mean?
They don't call it a tournament. At no point do they ever talk about it being a competition.
Right.
It's a golf show for the patrons and members of Augusta. Mm-hmm. And it is a show. It's the best show in golf. It's one of the best shows in sports. I mean, how many events are actually better than the Masters? Well, whether you like golf or not, I could really care less. It's that good.
I mean, March Madness,
I'll take the Masters.
Really?
100%. 100%.
No.
You know what the Masters doesn't have? Oral fucking Roberts. That's they don't have that. Yeah. They don't have Jeremy scrambling to find out about some no-star recruit out of Dallas, Texas.
No, they have Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, and it's
who
really
introduced himself to a whole new group of people who apparently didn't realize that he was the caddy in Happy Gilmore.
Yes, he was. He had his nose done, which good for him.
Right.
His nose is markedly smaller than it was when he was a kid, but he was 100% that kid in Happy Gilmore.
Kid out of Wake Forest. I thought he was going to make a run there for it at the end. But lo and behold, he did not.
Chuck G in the comments said, my favorite sporting event, hands down. I'm right there with you. And I've gotten 2 of them in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now I have to.
Now you have to wait
can we
a
just
year.
play 2 of them? Like, do we have to do the PGA Championship? Because it's kind of bullshit. Can we just do Masters Part 2?
Oh, no.
The second wave.
Oh, the PGA is going to be next month down at Kiowa.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to be fun.
And I might go. Might just do that.
Really?
Might just do it.
Really? How are you getting in the door?
How am I going to get in the door?
Yeah.
I have ways.
Oh, okay.
You ever seen my wife?
That's
Coffee's for closers. I take mine with 2 creams. If I want in, I'll get
So
in.
you're just gonna whore your wife out for some passes to the PGA Championship? That's nice. I'm sure Amy appreciates that.
You took that in a direction that I didn't in any way mean it.
I'm sorry.
No, what I mean is I always get the S. I always get the S.
Well, that could be fun. Xander Schauffele.
Xander Schauffele.
He had a hell of a week. He really did, but just couldn't come up with it in the end.
He was really contending for about 4 minutes.
Yep.
And then he went, hey, y'all.
And
You
he
remember that thing I did when Tiger won it 2 years ago? I'm finna do that
Right.
again.
And then he threw up a 6 on 16, and
You know what he didn't
not
do?
so much.
He didn't throw up a snowman on a fucking par 5 to cost Jeremy $1 million.
No, I thought it was fantastic, and it was great seeing the Masters. You know, this was my first Masters as a golf fan. I picked it up during the shutdown when it was the only thing on, and the bug has now grown. And like I said, I was locked into all of the coverage. I thought the camera angles were great. Just the super close-ups and the panning from, foreground to background and all that kind of shit. It was unlike any golf tournament I had ever seen before, but just more aesthetically pleasing. And of course, the azaleas. I did some gardening while I was out, and then I watched the Masters, and I went, oh. Well, my shit doesn't look that good.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up since I'm still bitching about Hideki Matsuyama 3 years later.
Right.
I played DraftKings this week. One lineup. All 5 of my guys were in the top, or 5 of my 6 guys were in the top 21.
Nice.
Victor Hovland was the lowest one I had.
Right.
And then we had old Lee Westwood. Thanks, Lee. That's 78. That's cool. That's doing stuff. UPS jackass.
Yeah, I remembered as you said that.
What can Brown do for you? Fucking nothing. That's what Brown did for me.
Yep.
Brown dutied in his pants and cost me a whole bunch of money. That's what Brown did for me.
Jordan Spieth was up there, he was on the leaderboard, but he was never in contention.
All right, so I have to tell this story. I tell this story. I've told it on ESPN Radio before. I don't think I've ever told it on the show, and I've had 2 people ask me how Hideki Matsuyama cost me $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
The British Open in 2000, was it 17? We determined this earlier.
I thought it was the PGA Championship.
No, it was the British.
Okay.
And I only remember that because it teed off at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is a very important part of the story in just a second. Going into Sunday, I was second in the world in the Millionaire Maker on DraftKings. I was up a whole shitload of money. And the one guy that was in front of me, he doo-dooed in his pants a whole bunch on Sunday. I couldn't take the stress of watching the whole tournament. I just got aggressively drunk the night before and slept through the first 14 holes. The first hole I woke up to see Hideki Matsuyama throw a snowman on a par 5. That cost me. I wound up winning about 50. I think was it $47,000?
Something like that.
Yeah, he cost me $1 million because had it not been for that, I would have won the shit.
Right.
Because I had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and Hideki Matsuyama. I don't actually remember where he finished because I got drunk again. Oh no, he drunk again.
Oh no.
Yeah. I knew I was going to win a lot.
Yeah.
I just, especially on a $120 injury, because I threw one dart at that bad boy.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. And all day yesterday, I watched the Masters in public. Like, we went out to a bar, we watched the golf, and the entire round, I kept having people go, "Isn't that the guy that cost you a bunch of money?" Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the same guy.
See, I was thinking about it as I was sitting at home watching the coverage, and every time they said Matsuyama's name, that story just kept playing in my mind over and over and over again. And then somebody said it during the broadcast. I went, "Oh shit! If Jeremy was watching with the sound on, he just threw something at his TV."
Yeah, I met my wife not long after that, and I'm convinced that God put her in my life to keep me from killing Hideki Matsuyama.
Right.
Because it was becoming more and more likely by the day. You know that old theory that everybody has somebody in their pit? You know, like the Buffalo Bill thing? Everybody has somebody in their pit mentally. Hideki Matsuyama's in mine.
Right.
Still to this day, 4 years later, I still hear his name and I just grit my teeth and go, "You son of a bitch."
I guess I would do the same thing. I do the same thing when I hear the name Chris Jenkins.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
That's a bad old bad one.
Yeah, there is.
Josh Heupel does that
Hey,
for me.
and John Rahm. We got to mention John Rahm and the hell of a Sunday that he had. Thankfully, I mean,
I had him on DraftKings.
he wasn't, he wasn't in contention much at the beginning of the day. By the end of the day, he was just like, well, if somebody explodes, then yeah, maybe I can do this. If airplane crashes on the middle of the golf course, or who knows, I might be able to get this. But he had a hell of a day, and you know me in dad power stories. I love that. With John Rahm finishing 6 under for the tournament, started out the day 1 under. He had one of the best Sundays of anybody.
John Rahm was he was a champion member of the Fighting Yobagoyas. That was my team name in one of the tournaments I played in. The Fighting Yobagoyas.
What does that even mean?
If you know, you know. It's from the league. It's the fake meat substitute that Kevin really liked, and it always led to him doing the same thing that Hideki Matsuyama did on that par 5 4 years ago.
Right.
Doo-dooing in his pants.
But the one thing the Masters did show me, though, is there are a lot of great golfers.
I've been telling you that forever.
I know you have. You've been telling me that since we started covering golf at the return last year, that there are a lot of great golfers right now. And here comes Will Zalatoris just to throw his name in the hat of, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, I'm shocked he was that good. I'm not shocked he was good. A lot of people were stunned. They're like, "Oh, where did he come from?" He did stuff.
No, I mean, he's a 24-year-old kid from Wake Forest. Not a whole lot of people really keep tabs on
I mean,
Wake
just think about
Forest
this. You
golf,
got
I
Cameron
guess.
Smith. You got that kid. You got the 2 Oklahoma State guys, Matthew Wolf and Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland.
I mean, it's a good, if you're not into golf, this is a good time to get into golf.
Oh, yeah. And when is Tony Finau ever going to be able to put it together and win something?
Oh,
please.
Oh, I feel
Please,
so bad
Tony.
for Tony Finau. I mean, the poor guy.
He just can't.
Also a member of the Fighting Yobagoyas. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Well, he just can't ever put together a full weekend of great golf. Like, he'll be, what was he on Friday? He was like 4 under.
He was 6 under.
He was 6 under.
Yeah.
6 under on Friday. And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe this is the time. Maybe this is time for Tony Finau. And then he has great holes. He'll have a string of 5 great holes and then not so great holes. And then great holes and then not so great. He can't ever put it together. And
He's gonna win one. He's gonna win one of these, no doubt.
you think he's going to win not a Masters, but a major?
100%. And I'm here for it. He's one of the most likable guys on tour, and he's built like a fucking brick shithouse.
Right.
You don't realize this on screen? That is tall as I am and has like 4% body fat.
Right.
He works out in a way that is otherworldly. You can see it on YouTube. There's videos of it. He works out like Tiger used to work out.
Right. I think great competition is what golf needed to finally convince me.
Oh, yeah.
That it is a great sport because, I mean, every time I would turn it on, or back in the day when I wasn't really paying attention to it, it was just you hear the headlines and Tiger Woods seems like he was winning everything. And everything was about Tiger and Tiger this and Tiger that. And you had a couple of, obviously you had Phil Mickelson that would contend for some tournaments. fucking VJ Singh, and some guys like that would crop up every now and then and be challengers. But I don't ever remember a time where it felt so unpredictable of who was going to win this week.
VJ Singh he showed up this week. He threw up a 79 and an 80. Because VJ Singh looks like he's 40 years old. I think he's 906.
Right.
I actually think he might be as old as Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he hasn't aged a day in 25 years.
They were alone in the sewer.
VJ Singh looks younger than me. He's old enough to be my great-great-great-great-grandfather. And he looks younger than I am.
I had a lot of fun watching the Masters, and I'll be honest with you, I'm locked in. I think I'm locked in for the rest of the golf season.
So do you have a favorite golfer now? Outside of DeChambeau? Because I'm not going to let that be your guy.
You're not going to let him be my guy?
No, because fuck him. I cannot stand Bryson DeChambeau. I hate him with every fiber of my soul.
Right.
And my partner in this venture cannot be a fan of the DeChambeau.
Well, I am. I am a fan of the DeChambeau. I know that he didn't play very well this week. And
no, because Augusta went.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Augusta went. Oh, you like that driver, do you?
Yeah.
Let's see how that works for you.
Yeah, you warned me against that they were going to figure out a way to DeChambeau courses, and it just. It's fine.
One
and I still like him. He's an asshole. I get it. I like the
plays slow
assholes.
as dick, and it drives me crazy. I have this vision of me somehow one day winding up on a golf course behind him and having to throw the warning shot over his head because he plays so damn slow.
Right. I did have a lot of fun watching Scotty Scheffler over the weekend.
I like Scotty Scheffler.
I like Scotty Scheffler a lot, but Will Zalatoris as well. He's becoming one of my, he's going to be my new favorite, I think. As long as he can stay in contention, because you know me, I'm when it comes to new sports, I'm a bandwagon guy. Like if I get on your bandwagon and then you suck in the next 3 tournaments, I'm probably going to come off of you. It's not going to work out well.
I'm a big fan of Matthew Wolff.
See, that's the thing. There's so many guys that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Colin Morikawa. I like Scotty Scheffler. I like Xander Schauffele.
Schauffele.
I watched a lot of Stuart Sink yesterday.
Matthew Wolff. If you don't watch Matthew Wolff, first of all, that kid's got the goofiest swing I've ever seen.
It's the hitchiest swing.
Oh God. Because he does this little, throws his hit. I mean, it looks like he's doing a fucking line dance in a country bar.
Right.
And then he swoops it around his head, and then it just goes straight.
Right.
Poor fucking guy. He signed it. You saw what happened to him, right?
No.
Yeah, he signed a scorecard that was inaccurate and got DQ'd. You know what happens when you get DQ'd? You make no monies.
Right.
You make $0.
Well, that sucks because they did finally announce that Masters are going to be giving out $11.5 million again this year in prize winnings, and sorry about your luck there, bud.
And Hideki Matsuyama got $2.07 million of that, which would go a long way to paying back the debt that he owes me with interest.